Hello, my name is Charles Tentindo. I am the founder and owner of my acting studio and the Aurora Theater here in Long Beach, California. Here I am, years later, in my own theater. I was just looking for a space to basically teach acting classes, and I found this beautiful space, and me and a couple of my students turned it into a theater. I had no idea. I've been running a theater now for 8 years. One place to practice your technique for camera, to do a demo reel, a headshot, improv, stand-up. It's really the studio that I wish I would have had growing up. And what's wonderful, of course, is that I named this theater after my mother. Her name is Aurora, and my dad, Tony. The studio really is in their honor, and they exposed me to the arts. So now I guess it's my job to expose everyone else to the arts, just the way that I was exposed to it, in a loving, kind, and hopefully deep way that you will never forget. I think I was a junior, and there was a posting on the wall for an audition for, I think it was called The Miracle Worker. I was transfixed by it. Audition for theater, I didn't know what that meant exactly, but I'm looking at it. I'm 17 years old. I go, I'm terrified, and I have to do it. That's what I got. You have to do it because you love it, and it just gives back to you in so many ways. I had a stutter problem. I felt very insecure, as a kid. And what did that do for my reading skills? Well, acting is literature. I'm having to read. I'm having to look someone in the eye, communicate. So all that stuff went away. So it healed me. And this, our life, exempt from public haunt, finds tongues in trees, books in the running brooks, sermons in stones, and good and everything. And it got me into connection with this other very weird group of people called actors, and in that special tribe of geeks and artists. And I felt that everything changed. You kind of broke my heart there. So good job. How do you feel? Yeah, go ahead.
Good. What was your name? I didn't get
Dakota.
Dakota. Brianna. Nice to meet you.
Likewise. How nice of you to ask. That teacher took me to a play here at a local college. It's called View from the Bridge. It was an Arthur Miller play. I could still remember to this day the smell of the theater, what it felt like, what it sounded like. Then I saw this incredible performance that was directed by Shashin Desai. And that was it. I was finished. I was like, this is what I want to do. There was a director there, and we did a play called She Stoops to Conquer. It was a period piece. And he was kind enough to take all of the actors there and let them have an interview with his agent. His name was Dick Lovell. He called me up one day and he said, listen, you have an audition tomorrow for a show called Days of Our Lives, and I'm going to send you the sides. And I had enough theater experience to get by. And Doris Saba, the casting director of that show, she goes, you've done some theater, I see. That's really good. I can see that you know what you're doing there on the stage. I think this is going to work out. And the best part, for me, is I would be able to live on. Me, your clone, to be a father, a son, a brother to another family. I don't care about another fucking family. I want my family. That was my first audition, and it ended up being something like 15 episodes on Days of Our Lives. I played a tough guy.
In recognition for his loyalty to the commission, Joe, you have earned a seat at the table amongst us. To the Colombo family, may you live long and prosper. Salud.
Hey, man. Got Nick's a cigarette.
I suffered an injury, I like to say, a traumatic event in an acting class while I was up there. For the most part, that teacher was great and I learned a lot. I really learned a lot. But I think he was frustrated with me, and I remember there was a moment where he yelled at the top of his lungs for no real apparent reason, other than I think he just gave up on me. And I quit acting for 10 years.
Don't you see the pattern?
We didn't try hard enough.
I just wanted to make you proud.
Were we not enough for you? Why did you give up?
Don't you
Try hard.
Give
I
up.
wanted to make you proud.
And it took me a while to like clean that up with myself. Like, why did I take that so personally? When he was just giving me advice, and he said, I don't think that we're communicating very well as a teacher and a student. You should go and study with this person. So I did. It only took me 20 years. I think these students are my teachers, and if they're not getting it somehow, for whatever reason, I think it's on me. We treat these students with dignity and respect and allowance. A lot of allowance, allowing you to be who you are, encouraging that part of you to open up and truly express all of itself, the good, the bad, the ugly, because what are we doing? We are creating living, breathing, walking, talking, complicated human beings.
If I tried to explain it to you for the rest of your life, you're never gonna understand. So
It's been 13 years since being diagnosed with leukemia and given a 30% chance of survival. That came with a lot of life lessons. Sometimes I think I'm going to be woken up, someone's going to grab me and say, hey, it's time for your chemo injection. Because I would have those lucid dreams while I was in the hospital, wondering where I was. So I'm still there, being checked up every few months just to make sure that I'm okay, and so far so good. What's crazy about that whole experience is I didn't think I was going to make it. I didn't know. I had no idea. But all this came later, like this studio and this theater, the Aurora Theater and my acting studio all came afterwards. And this is absolutely a dream come true. And I couldn't have imagined it. City of Hope saved my life, along with all the people around me that supported me, my girlfriend at the time, and my family, and all the support I've had.
When you had 2 students, I would show up. I was always showing up. I was always there.
You were.
Down at Halata, there were 2 people, and it was me and some other clown, and we just made it happen, and we kept it going, because it's an important thing for people, a place to go and be creative and express yourself and learn new things about yourself. Yeah, it's an experiment that people should know about, and that belongs in Long Beach. Yeah, absolutely. I will support this place until I drop dead from something ridiculous.
And you are going to speak to someone in your life, dead or alive. You are going to get to tell them the thing that you never got the opportunity to tell them.
Even seeing that, it started then, because I never really, they were there, but I never had to, put it to words before. I would put it towards the wrong, I'd say the wrong words. If I could talk to that same person again, I would definitely say different things now. And I will contribute that to all of the experiences I've had, and also the amount of growth that I went through and from then till now.
When folks get up on this stage and they have trauma, a lot of things happen that help to heal that trauma. Getting up on stage, you don't know what's gonna happen. You might come in with a structure, you know your lines, maybe you've rehearsed with your partner, but you don't know how it's actually gonna go. So there's a level of uncertainty. And so learning how to be present with yourself, ground yourself, stay connected to your partner, this is experiential learning. This is having a reparative experience in vivo.
It was important because I just hadn't gotten to say that to anyone or to say it out loud or what I was feeling, because I just felt like I was invading everybody else's grieving process and trying to be strong for everybody else and not really getting a chance to have my own.
I wish I never had left. I understand why I had to leave. I had to go pick Mom up from work because she had no ride. And take her home. But I wish I just stayed. But I hope I can make things right. And I hope you're watching. Full speed ahead from now on. This is it. I can't do anything else. Acting is my life. I know that's what it is. I love you.
Thank you for that. Stay up there, please. Thank you for being courageous enough to do that. What are you feeling right now?
Vulnerable. Now, I used to cry in front of people. I cried amongst myself many times, but I like to show my tears in front of a lot of people. Maybe in front of my mom, maybe in front of my best friends.
What else do you feel after speaking to him like that?
I just hope he heard me.
Amen.
That's all I can wish. Hope he heard me. I hope he forgives me.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Hold it right there. Just look at each other.
You have blonde hair.
Okay, you guys. So beautiful. So beautiful. And it does take vulnerability, doesn't it?
Yep.
And then I had a teacher, remember what they said to me was, Charles, you're a great actor, but you're missing one of the most important things in acting, and that's the person in front of you and how they're responding to you. And you're void, and you're doing your own show. I was doing the Charles Tentindo show, void of what's going on with you and being affected by whatever is going on between you and I.
No one has to do this, but you will have a breakthrough. If you feel that you need to have a breakthrough in your life, then I'm going to help you with that.
Oh, Brianna, big tough actor over there, like wants to be an actor, you know? And so I was constantly like diminishing myself a little bit and not just like diminishing my creativity. I like just like stuff my creative side away most of the time. I don't really get to be creative.
Okay, this is languaging, okay? I used to hide my creativity, and now it's at the forefront of my life. See if you can remember that.
I used to hide my creativity, and now it's at the forefront of my life.
Louder.
Again.
You can do it. I used to hide. Come on.
I used to hide my creativity, and now it's at the forefront of my life.
Louder, please. Yell it, please. Come on, last one.
I used to hide my creativity, and now it's at the forefront of my life. Feeling like it's okay to yell about yourself in front of a room full of people. Because, like, who gives a crap what they think?
I mean, I'm a very anxious person by nature, but I felt on top of the world there, like I can conquer anything. I used to be run by my fear, and now I have fear on the run.
It's going to be loud, and it doesn't mean that it's negative. It's just so that you can get it into your body. Does that make sense? Okay. It's a positive thing. Okay, let's go.
I used to fear, and now I have fear on the run.
Can you yell it, sir? Come on. You can do it. It's not bad. I'm going to let you do it. Go. Come on.
I used to fear.
Yes.
And now I have fear on the run.
That's right.
Come on.
Go, baby. Almost there.
I used to fear.
Yeah.
And now I have fear on the run.
One more time. Come on.
I used to fear.
Yes.
And now I have fear on the run.
Fuck yeah, you do.
That exercise, coupled with all of them, kind of allowed me to express myself a lot more. And I think it's because it was such an extreme exercise for me at that time, because, you know, I didn't yell, and then, especially in front of people, or really express myself too often in that way. I love it. It's a nice feeling to go back to. I definitely have. It's opened up a lot of doors.
I used to be hateful.
I used to be a hateful person. Now I see the heart in you. I used to be a hateful person. I used to be a hateful person. Now I see the heart in you.
So I didn't do the release in the foundation class because I was too chicken. I sat in the back the first night and Scarlett did it and I watched her do it and it was super inspirational. I was crying with her from the back, but I was way too chicken to do it. So I'm much braver now than I was then to do something like that. And I think that the foundation class has given me the confidence to be able to do the release activity because I was very resistant, AKA in fear about doing it.
Does that mean you'll do it now?
Yes. I will do the release activity now.
Well,
I'm still scared, but I'll do it.
You got breakthroughs while you were in the class, but now, as we're doing this, what is the breakthrough now that you would like to have in your life?
So I'm already gonna cry. So we're gonna go creative, which is actually like giving my time to write and like actually showing my writing to people, actually really putting myself out there for auditions. That's really like my heart's desire.
And those tears, you know, that are coming now, if those tears could speak, what would they say?
There's like a sadness and a fear that I've gotten this like taste of leaning into that. But I have to my professional stuff, right? I have my practice. Now I have a nonprofit. So like I have to be business lady, but like I really miss being creative lady. Even though it's some of the same, but like there's a longing for that creative side.
I would have you say, I've ignored who I am as an artist
for too long?
I've ignored who I am as an artist for too long.
I know that I'm capable of great things.
I know that I'm capable of great things.
Hands up. Yell it to me, Sue.
I have ignored who I am as an artist for too long, and I am capable of great things.
Yell it, Sue. That's not a yell. That's just a high voice. Come on.
I've ignored who I am as an artist for too long, and I am capable of great things.
Come on, say it like you mean it and scream it, please.
I've ignored who I am as an artist for too long, and I'm capable of great things.
Yes. Again. Come on.
I've ignored who I am as an artist for too long, and I'm capable of great things.
We all have this artistic, creative part that is in us, that is completely in all of us. But through the trauma, I think of life and all these shutdowns that we've had. You know, we were children, we were wonderful actors in the beginning, where we had a sense of play and we weren't inhibited by all the things that crush us in life, right? And then slowly we get hit. And then we get hit again and hit again. And then we start to maybe build a shell around us. We're not as free as we could have been. We're not as happy. We're not as expressive. It's just like we figure out a way to let go of all that and bring that child, you know, that sense of play back into your life. Stay there. Stay. Go closer. Okay, good.
Research shows that there's a correlation between reported trauma symptoms and the ability to play. And the more that you are able to expand your window of tolerance for play, the more improvement you're going to see in trauma symptoms. So that's another big benefit of taking an acting class to heal your trauma, depression, anxiety, is because it will increase your sense of safety to play and to be seen and witnessed by your peers. It's incredibly helpful.
And I think that's why acting as an art form is probably the greatest art there is, because you are the canvas. You are the thing that needs to be expressed.
I'm going to get a little corny, philosophically corny. So acting for me has, I feel like I'm an oyster in this huge ocean, right? Surrounded by megalodons and blue whales and great white sharks, all these gigantic actors and performers. But then, through you allowing me to create, I realized that within that oyster was a pearl. And that pearl was a gift that I didn't realize I had, being able to write and perform and create these monologues. And then I realized that even though I was just an oyster in this huge ocean, that I was worth more than all the blubber on the biggest whale in the sea, right? So that inspired me. So then I started writing and creating these monologues and doing these scenes that I created out of nowhere and just felt extremely comfortable with that. And you gave that to me. The acting studio gave that to me, because prior to that, I didn't know that I could write or create these really simple ideas. And since then, I think it's probably one of my strong suits.
Back in 19,
73, 74. I was playing in the park when David Fathead Newman heard me. I didn't even know who he was. When he came up to me, he said, "Sonny Stitt." I said, "I am, Stitt." He said, "No, fool, Edward Sonny Stitt, the jazz saxophone player." And even though he was giving me a compliment, I said to him, "I'm a blues man." See, you don't find many horn players in the blues unless they playing a harmonica or something. Barry Harris taught me all about the arpeggio chords, and scales, the A-flat major on the 7th. Taught me all that stuff. I played with John Lee Hooker, ho, 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 ho. Remember him? I played with Muddy Waters. He was an old man then. B.B. King.
The true heart and the energy of this studio are the people that walk in that door and take a chance and are courageous enough to try something new.
The first time I came here, I was lost and in a shell of bottled up art that needed to be expressed.
Keep it going. Now, you're not going to know this now, but eventually, you're going to develop into a genuine artist, just like myself. But you got to create your own material. You got to have your own ideas. Okay? But you keep them to yourself. Because I'll tell you what, them vultures out there, they're going to take your ideas as well. You don't tell anybody your ideas.
And so, with your direction and encouragement and feeling of I could do whatever and channel things inside that I always needed to, that came out in that performance that night. And it was a big moment. I think it was the moment when I was here where I felt this is exactly why I want to be an actor. And Charles helped me get there when I didn't believe in myself.
If the class is created to be able to show off to industry people of what you can do, and you're at a level of performance each and every class, then where is the time to experiment and try things out? There's no safety in that if you're always worried about the end result, right? Unfortunately, I was in a class where that's what it was about, showing off to industry people, right? Got to be good. Make sure that make the teacher look good. That's not the point of a fucking class.
I get kind of frustrated that the people giving us these orders, you know, orders are orders. These people giving us these orders are in these cushy, fan-cooled rooms, while, you know, me and my friends are out here in the dirt, killing those things and sending people to die. And look at you, sitting here in another fan-cooled room, judging me, telling me if I'm doing my job right. Like, I'm so glad that Charles let me, like, not only write my own piece, and then also let me wear the costume. I don't know, I was just feeling it that day.
What did I get out of the class was a sense of achievement, a sense of capability, that I could write things that people could appreciate. I don't mean to sound chariots of fire about it, but it was inspirational.
You asked me for the right number. There are so many numbers to choose from.
250,000 killed at Sobibor, 320,000 killed at Helmno, 360,000 killed at Majdanek, 600,000 killed at Belzec, 800,000 killed at Treblinka, 1.1 million killed at Auschwitz. My soul cannot count that high. Can yours? 300,000 Jews, 50 days to Treblinka, 3,000 a day, 330 an hour, 6 killed every minute. My soul can't count that fast. Can yours?
They're looking for a way to be inspired. There's a vibe and a connection, whether you really feel like there's a connection with that teacher, and you'll know in the first class whether that teacher, I think, is for you or not.
And we talked. And instantly I knew this was my gateway back into the entertainment industry. Not that I was fully out, but I wasn't in where I wanted to be. You were warm, receptive. We became friends before we even made eye contact. I knew I had to meet you, and I did. I went to the studio, and I went in, and I was back, just like that. And I haven't looked back since.
His warmth really just like melted any guard that I had. And I think that's really important for teachers to be able to have that impact on their students. Instead of a student coming to class in fear, it felt like I was coming to class knowing that I would be met with warmth and love and kindness and gentleness. And really good direction and really good notes and feedback.
Why do I say that? Why wouldn't I want you to sit initially? Any ideas? Yeah, because acting can right away start to come from the neck up. So we want to see it initially in your body and your mannerisms. Remember, destination, right? Where are we? Who are you speaking to in your life?
My best friend.
Good. And?
My gay best friend.
Well, yeah. and what do you want? Okay, afuera.
You know, we connected on the acting and movies and film and ideas thing. I was always secretly jealous of his hair and his yellow pants. But, you know, I was, he's a welcoming, friendly, positive, outgoing person. And me, I'm barely able to keep it together mentally, and yet somehow we're friends. So
Larry Moss says, you know, the greatest gift you can give yourself is knowing who you are. And acting gives you an opportunity to try and figure that out. Are you courageous enough when we get to the camera work or even in the scene work tonight to try something different based on what's going on with the scene partner? Are you willing to just drop what you prepared in lieu of what you're feeling in the moment? Does that make sense, guys?
I've been doing this for a long time, and I don't need you or the board or some young punks telling me what to do. Matter of fact, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't even have this job. So as I see it, I do what I damn well please.
At some point when you're done, just sit right there. Okay. Face it towards him. You just have this conversation. Don't even worry about moving around. That note that I gave Alejandro, right?
Really?
The hands and stuff. I don't want to take away who you are. It's important. That's how you communicate. I get it. We don't need to do that. Just as this idea. Where's the TV?
Right in front of me.
Yeah?
There.
Okay. Greg, are you an emotional man? Or do you feel that most of your life you've had to kind of not show people that?
When I was younger, I was real emotional. Now it's like.
Why do you think that is? Is it the world that we live in? Where you've got to be tough or not show weakness?
I guess, upbringing, I guess. My dad was always like, you got to be tough, kind of like you got to deal with stuff. You just got to deal with it. That's just what it is. I'd accept it for what it is. But it's still hard. I get
What TV
people
show?
treat me unfair.
What kind of TV are we watching here?
Maybe Scarface.
Good. I love it. That'll work. So I'm going to direct you a little bit, right? If I were actually directing a film here, I would say this, what's happening on the screen is the most important thing there is. That's not important. What's coming in the room, it's not important. Okay?
So, I've been here too long to let some young board members that came in after me and you tell me what to do. Matter of fact, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't even have this job. So the way I see it, I do what I damn well please.
You're going about this the wrong way. You're going to lose your mind. Unless you started to lose it already.
Lose my mind, huh? This is my life. I'm gonna enjoy it how I wanna enjoy it. So, I don't know what to tell you.
So he's able to hold students' performances with enough seriousness and enough play that it really is transformative. And I know I said that before, but that's where the transformation happens. It's in these little interactions, or the human interactions that happen in this class. That's what is healing. It's Charles giving his attention, being able to emotionally attune to his students, and then giving this warm response and making the space with the other students that they're also giving a warm response.
The connections that people make in the studio, it's become a family affair. And people meet one another, they've created films with one another, they've become deep friends with one another. Like what happens here is so personal that people really get to see you at who you are. I'm gonna say that one thing again, so you guys take this home. That which is most personal is most universal. It's really lovely. That just means it's unzipping. You know, the further, you know, that camera's gonna be there kind of looking at your soul. So the more openness that you can take, the more relaxation. Because camera recognizes tension. So when we get in the camera next week, I want you to work on relaxation, and the camera's just gonna be right there. What's lovely is you're not gonna have to push much. If you've done the homework and you've created images, I learned this from Larry Moss. I'm gonna give this to him because I knew it, but he really drove it home. If you don't see if you haven't created the images for what you're talking about, then the camera's not going to pick it up. It just won't. So,
Top?
We're going to start from the top.
Okay.
Do what you wanted to do. Take a breath, brother, from the nose. Out. That's good. Excellent. We're starting whenever you want.
Good evening, Mr. Jones.
How did you get in here?
Cut the pretense. Don't you mean, why couldn't I sense him? Or why can't I read his mind? And that's my secret. And tonight I want to talk about yours.
This will go hard for you, Vigilante.
Stow the act, Mr. Jones. Don't you? I want to talk about the night at Pear Street Church. Now, in those 18 months since we stopped that cult, a steadily rising number of related incidents have been occurring. And I thought they might be localized, but they're happening all over the world. Every actress feels like, oh, I feel like I did really good when I did that take or this other take. And you go back to rewatch, you're like, wow, this is bad. Because you're always going to be your own critic. Criticism is going to come the most from yourself. Even after watching this other class I had taken, I had someone record me. And once I thought I had done that scene very well, I just thought like, wow, I sound really weird, or why am I sitting still for that long? I should be moving around a little bit. when my scene partner was giving me a little bit extra more when I should have been like on his same level. So going back and looking at it, it's just a great teacher.
Together myself, and you were just the last person, one of the last people she talked to and hung out with. So I figured you'd have the best recollection.
I dropped her off. Learning something about how to like do less with my face is really key. Like not do less, but just be, because we're not, and as humans reacting to things, we're not trying to do something with every single word we say in like real life. And so in acting, that's like a giveaway that you're acting when you're trying to deliver every single bit like a certain way. And yeah, I was doing all of those things.
I think the studio is responsible for any successes that I've had in the last few years, to be honest with you. Because some of my best work, what people see, my monologues, came from the studio and you standing behind the camera and just letting it roll, and me being able to literally freestyle these different monologues to the point where I had people coming up to me asking, hey, could you write me a monologue? Can you give me one? And then I came up with this whole concept of one-word monologue. You give me one word and I'll literally create a monologue on the spot. And I think the studio gave me that, for sure, because in theater I read scripts. I recreated someone else's words. I performed the way a director wanted me to perform with someone else's lines. And then I was able to write and create my own stuff. And it was just, the feeling that I get is, I can't even describe it. It's freedom. The president of the union, he called me Mr. I say, for freedom, sir. Then he just looked at me. He walked over and he grabbed my hand with both of his and he shook it. And he looked me right in my eyes and he said, me too. Abe Lincoln shook my hand, called me Mr. And he said he was here for freedom too.
And we're finding out what works and what's real and what is relatable, what's moving, what's boring, what's not. It really does take all of you. And I'm finding for myself, like all art feeds other art. Music, poetry, comedy, improvisation, camera work, like all these things feed everything else. And the exposure of all those different art forms for an artist that's what makes you great, I think. Remember, we end each class by asking two questions. What did you get, meaning what did you learn, and what are you thankful for? Okay?
What I learned today is I got a piece of myself back. I I feel like after this exercise we just learned, I feel like I love myself a lot more. You know, I used to be a dude that didn't care about what people think, somewhat, but I don't know, I lost myself along the way, and I feel like I found myself again.
And I'm really thankful for just like the experience of getting to watch like everybody kind of go through like what their barriers are. It's really hard to like look at yourself and try to figure that out, and grateful to you for like taking the time with all of us to help figure that out, and just grateful for the experience to be here with everybody.
What I learned today that I am so much more capable than what I thought I was. I'd always put myself in a position that I'm not the best at. Why can't I be the best at something? Why is everyone else always better than me at everything? And why am I always putting myself in last place where it's not even supposed to be like that? I'm first place within myself.
Now I've realized that being vulnerable is how you really step into who you are. And that's when you start finding your people, and that's when you're able to really figure out who you are. And also, it gives you that self-respect and that strength to keep pushing.
From the class, everybody's on the same journey as in their life, and we're just different forms, but it's like we're all on this journey, you know, trying to grow and better ourselves. And I really appreciate that, seeing that as an eye-opening experience for me, because sometimes you think maybe I'm going through this alone, you know, but when you see it, like everybody's in the class is going through something, and we all going through it together.
Hey guys, thankful for each and every one of you guys today for speaking your truths. That was awesome. I'm pretty confident, and I'm always kind of always nervous in this kind of setting and all that stuff. So just coming up here and like saying what you guys said is great.
Tonight, I feel like I've learned and I'm more ingrained in the idea that I am enough. The moment that I'm thinking like, oh, I should try this or this or this or that, and I know that that's coming from a place of I need to perform rather than just share. So in that moment, I can catch myself and say that I am enough and just be open to myself and my scene partner.
I'm thankful for God for allowing me to be here and to get to know a lot of you, to learn from my man right here, and just be blessed every single day I get a chance to live.
I would, if I had to spend every dollar I made just for this experience over and over again, I would do that. This whole experience just meant, and the people I made, and the people I met, the friends I made, I wouldn't trade it for anything.
En el cielo las estrellas, en el campo las espinas, y en el medio de mi pecho, Louis en Carlos.